standoff in McCalla has neighbors in shock after police say a fight between a husband and wife turned. A family member we spoke to on the scene says she did not know the couple to have any domestic violence issues in their marriage.
There was never any reason to believe that something of that caliber was going to happen.
It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of Hood Tales, let's take it outside of Bessemer, Alabama, to the city of McCalla to discuss the case of a mother who lost her life protecting her daughter from her husband. But before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss any future uploads. Stay tuned until the end to hear the whole story. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. In the quiet, well-kept community of Letson Farms in McCalla, Alabama, Linda Cole Jackson was a pillar of stability and love. She was a mother to a son and a daughter. At 52 years old, Linda was the kind of woman who left a lasting mark on everyone she met. Her friends described her as having a loving spirit that drew people in, a magnetism born of genuine compassion. She wasn't just a beloved presence in her social circle, she was a dedicated professional. For at least 15 years, she served at Compass Bank in Hoover, building a career defined by reliability and trust. But more than her job, Linda was defined by her devotion to her large, close-knit family. Linda loved deeply and was deeply loved in return. By early 2019, Linda's life took a new turn. She had entered into a relationship with Belton Eugene Nettles. There was a noticeable age difference between the two. Linda was 52 and Belton was 39, a gap of 13 years. But despite the differences in their age, they decided to commit to one another fully. In January of 2019, the couple married. To the outside world, they were newlyweds, still in the very early stages of building a life together. They settled into Linda's home on the 4700 block of Long Meadow Drive. From the outside, everything looked normal, but normal can be deceiving. Behind closed doors, something was changing and tragedy was brewing. The timeline of the tragedy begins in the deepest hours of the night on Sunday, May 26, 2019. Around 3 a.m. in the morning, the silence of the Nettles home was shattered. It began with an argument. Authorities later revealed that a dispute broke out between Linda and Belton. But this was not just a disagreement between a husband and wife. Linda's adult daughter was also in the home that night, and the situation escalated rapidly. According to reports, Belton began physically going after Linda's adult daughter. Seeing her daughter in danger, Linda did what any mother would do. She stepped in. She didn't hesitate. She moved to protect her daughter, putting her own safety on the line to stop the physical altercation. In that chaotic moment, a firearm was drawn. As Linda tried to shield her daughter, Belton fired. Linda was struck, and right there in the home she had worked so hard to maintain, her life was taken. But the nightmare did not end with the shooting. For the surviving daughter, the ordeal was only just beginning. After taking Linda's life, Belton did not flee. Instead, he kept Linda's daughter trapped inside the house. For the next 12 agonizing hours, she was held against her will with the weapon pointed at her at all times. One can only imagine the terror of being trapped in that space, knowing her mother had just passed away only feet away, while the person who did it was still unpredictable. Her fear could only be imagined. Throughout the morning and into the afternoon, while the neighbors of Letson Farms went about their Sunday, a hostage situation was unfolding behind closed doors. The breakthrough finally came around 3 p.m. One of Belton's own family members managed to get him on the phone. In a critical conversation, they were able to talk him down, convincing him to let the young woman go. He finally relented. Linda's daughter escaped the home and immediately alerted the authorities. Deputies from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and the Bessemer Police Department swarmed the scene. They found Linda, but it was too late to save her. Her daughter was rushed to the hospital with undisclosed injuries, bearing the physical and emotional scars of a 12-hour reign of terror. Over 50 family members, friends, and neighbors gathered outside Linda's home in absolute shock at what had taken place. Quiet neighborhood became a place of mourning. Belton Nettles eventually surrendered. He turned himself into the Bessemer Police Department just after midnight and was taken into custody without further incident. Belton, who had been Linda's husband for less than a half a year, was initially slapped with capital charges for the slaying of his wife. But as the investigation deepened, the full extent of what happened during those 12 hours came to light. Prosecutors added 9 additional felony counts. These included charges related to holding someone against their will and multiple counts involving severe physical and intimate violations against Linda's daughter, whose name was not released to the public. The sheer list of offenses painted a picture of a prolonged and vicious ordeal on the survivor's dignity and autonomy. For over 3 years, Belton sat in the Jefferson County Jail, held without bond. Finally, in 2023, justice moved forward. In a plea deal to avoid a capital trial, Belton Eugene Nettles pleaded guilty. He admitted to the lesser charge of the passing of his wife, Linda, as well as attempted hit and the severe charges related to his actions on her daughter. The judge sentenced him to life in prison. With Belton behind bars, the family is left to heal from a loss that struck at the heart of their home. While Belton will eventually be eligible for parole, the sentence ensures he will spend decades behind bars for destroying a family. May Linda continue to rest in peace. I send my well wishes to her family. The strength of this family remains united in Linda's memory. This case serves as a chilling reminder of how quickly domestic situations can spiral into irreversible tragedy. Linda thought she knew the man she married, loved and trusted him, moved him into her home to build a life together, only for him to take her life away and bring harm to her family. Goes to show you never know what someone is truly capable of. It's like Jekyll and Hyde, a showcase personality, wolf in sheep's clothing. There were no signs of trouble to the outside world, but behind closed doors, I wonder if Linda saw the red flags in Belton before this tragic ordeal. Linda Cole Jackson is remembered not just as a headline, but as her daughter's hero. In her final moments, she followed her motherly instinct of a protector. She stood between her daughter and her husband, paying the ultimate price in that moment. Fam, what are your thoughts on this story? Let me know in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, consider liking and sharing. Subscribe for more stories like this and for the stories behind the headlines, because behind them all are lives forever changed. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times. Until next time.